Not having a good physique is a paramount to your overall success. So, you need to target 5 different muscle groups to give you that Hercules body that you've always wanted. My name is Ash. I help young men transition from a nobody to a somebody through self-improvement. Real quick, you just quickly scroll down, right click on the subscribe and notification button. It's a win-win for both of us, really. Now visualize this. I'm 15 years old. I'm hating the usual 9 to 3 timetable. I'm dreading turning up to school on the bus, having to sit through lessons with people I absolutely hated. I was being bullied in the changing rooms for being the skinniest kid in the school. I used to get comments like he should eat more. He's a skeleton. And I remember it was at this point I felt at my lowest. I was insecure, had social anxiety problems, felt depressed, and I just felt alone. So you know what I did? So 15-year-old Ash got fed up one day and bought a fucking gym membership. He walked into the gym absolutely terrified. I walked in that gym absolutely terrified, expecting every single person to just laugh at me. I thought it would be a repeat of my changing room bullying all over again. But I went in there for my first session, and every single person that was in there was supportive. They were all helping me, teaching me how to do things. And after that first session, I was like, "Yeah, this is new. This is the new me. This is good. This is the new me. This is what I want." But everyone was supportive. Everyone was helping me. Everyone was teaching me the proper form, and I ended up building a bit of discipline. After that first session, I went there the next day, and then the next day, and then I had a rest day. Of course, you can't be forgetting your rest days. But little did I know that first step and switch in my mindset of I need to sort this out. I take some self accountability. My life changed, and after a day, after another day of going, after another day of going, after another day of going, that all compounded. And before I knew it, it had already been a year. And I had achieved the body I dreamed of having, a body that I would say is aesthetic. So how has Ash got its mesmerizing physique? It's really simple and not the usual advice that you'll see online. The best way to do this, no bullshit, is to progressively overload, which is the process pretty much of doing a slightly heavier weight, reps and tension every time you do a specific exercise when you walk into the gym. The usual guides you'll see online are from people that look like this and advise you to be lifting heavy and to be in a calorie surplus and only really going 3 times a week because of the amount of volume and the amount of strength you're putting into those workouts. The workouts are heavy and you're just mentally and energy wise draining. So this like I said, this advice is given by people that look like this. So if you really want to look like a grilled balloon, take the usual advice. And if you don't, and you want a nice aesthetic physique, attractive physique, keep listening in. Real quick, I want to introduce the hierarchy of aesthetic muscle groups for a guy, a strong-willed, powerful man. And it goes in this order. So number 1 on the aesthetic hierarchy is abs. Number 2 is neck. Number 3 is delts. Number 4 is arms. Number 5 is chest, back, and legs. In this guide, I won't be going through the exact exercises you should be doing in regards to building muscle. I personally recommend searching up a professional fitness YouTube channel and looking at the exercises that are best selected for that muscle group and doing them in your gym routines. However, don't just settle for one. Do your research. Go find 2, 3, maybe 4 different people. And if they have the same ideas, and even if they don't, try things out. If you go for a week and you have this exercise and you don't feel like it's working, don't do it. Switch it out for something else. Try the other guy's advice. Moving on to the hierarchy of aesthetic muscle groups and the 5 muscles you need to train. You absolutely need to train them if you want an aesthetic physique. Are the abs, the abdominal muscles. They are the building block of a man's aesthetic physique. Without them, like I said earlier, you just look like a whale. You look like a grilled inflated balloon. It doesn't look nice. If you look back in time in statues of the Greek gods, for example, the abs are the first thing a person looks at. So it is important you have a good, strong set of abs. I personally recommend doing extra training on the lower abs, as this muscle group normally gets neglected pretty heavily, and it will give you that extra edge in compared to everyone else and their nice sexy pack of abs. Moving on to number 2, the neck. I bet you've never heard anyone talk about neck training, have you? Having a strong masculine neck is what can make or break a physique. If you look at someone who has a great physique but has a skinny, almost boyish neck, it ruins their whole masculine edge. And if they keep forgetting it and keep getting massive, it can look really strange later on down the line. So as strange as you may look when you're in the gym doing those neck exercises, you need to get those neck gains in. Otherwise, your physique will look very strange and underproportionate. Right, moving on to number 3, the delts. My personal favourite. I love to train these. So, specifically the rear delts and the side delts. The front delts is an overtrained muscle, to be honest. Whenever anyone has shoulder days and they have extra front delts or anything like that, it's not good. If you have any plans which is like that, it will just overdevelop your front delts because you're using those whenever doing any kind of pressure movements in your bench press, in your dumbbell press, all those kind of pushing movements, you'll be using your front delt as well. So focus solely on side and rear delts. If you focus on these two, you will get an aesthetic physique and you'll get that 3D shoulder look. Here are some examples of people who neglect their side and rear delt muscles. As you can see, they don't have that kind of shape in the shoulder, apart from in the front. It's not 3D. You got a decent front and side, but the rest, it just doesn't look nice in the whole appearance of the arm. It will also make your arms look bigger. Having that 3D pop of the shoulder will make your arm and your whole side of your body look way, way bigger. One thing I would recommend as shoulders is to be doing supersets, drop sets. Get as much blood pumping through your shoulders. Number 4, the arms. These bad boys. Having a good pair of symmetrical upper and lower arms is essential for a person to get an aesthetic physique. Otherwise, they'll have an arc character look. The problem when it comes to arms is most of the time, the lower forearms don't get trained. And as of a result of that, a person can have really defined triceps, biceps, but their forearms look like they're on training day 1. So make sure you do some extra training for your forearms. Make sure you train these bad boys. Right, number 5. Big ones, the big compound movements, the compound powerhouses, the chest, the back, and the legs. Now, these are some of the favorite muscle groups to train. However, they will just grow naturally with time. And the ones I've mentioned before this are the most essential ones for you to get an aesthetic physique. I'm not saying neglect this, but keep in mind those ones I've already mentioned earlier. The chest, back, and legs are essential in building a strong and powerful looking physique. And overall, if you have all of these, with the support of a good with good abdominal muscles, it gives you that aesthetic good look. It's trending at the moment to have really overdeveloped chest muscles. However, if you look at the Greek god statues, like I mentioned earlier, they have more developed abs and shoulders. Now, it's up to you what kind of look you want to go for, but don't get distracted and concentrate on only training one muscle or skipping muscles, because if you're starting out, you will very, very quickly end up having major imbalances and your physique will just go straight downhill and it will just not end well for you. Right, boys, I'm off to go get a cheeky Nando's. So, I'll see you in the next one. Whoop-bam! Whoop-bam! Whoop-bam!